Thank you for joining us. Welcome to another exciting episode of Business in Africa here on Africa Renaissance TV Network with me, Mohammed M. Seriba. So today is an interesting one. Today we are here at the Gambia Youth Chamber of Commerce, where we having the CEO of the chamber to take us through some of the activities that the youth chamber is involved in, and then some of the important it has for entrepreneurs in the country. Madam Fatima Mulisi. Madam, welcome to Business in Africa.
Thank you very much for having me here. It's a pleasure.
Thank you so much. Now, we will try to have a base for our discussion. Can you please take us through, of course, some of the history behind the Gambia Youth Chamber of Commerce and Industry. Maybe who founded it. The reason, behind its formation, the vision and the mission of the chamber.
Well, the Gambia Youth Chamber of Commerce is a business support organization that was formed in 2016, but it was officially registered in 2017. Actually, I just came in office last year, December, so I just have a little background information about how it starts. And it started when some of our young, good citizens of the country went to Senegal for an activity. So they came up with an idea of how about if we come back, we see how best we can form young entrepreneurs to have that support, because they realize that most of these entrepreneurs, when they start their businesses, before 2-3 years, they will give up because they don't have that support for them to grow, for their businesses to be sustainable. So they were like, how about if we come together to help these businesses, because if they have the support that they need, then their businesses will be sustainable and they will be able to pay their taxes, and that will lead to the development of the nation. But if they are not giving that guidance, then where is the future of the country? So they put the idea together and went to different institutions to seek for advice and support. It was not an easy journey. They really struggled at. Yes, I cannot mention names because I don't know most of them. I only know few, the likes of Ismail Sambu, the likes of Mudlamin Gassama, and others are in America and the likes. So it is not an organization that was formed by me or the people that you were seeing in the office. So they created this for the youths. And I will leave, and other people will come as well.
I believe that shows how genuine the idea was. Because,
yeah, sure.
Any idea that does not have that sustainability bit of it, it means the idea is not that much genuine. But then it's indeed a good one. I believe it's a good start to our discussion.
Yeah, I would say it just depends on how consistent you are and how you push hard. Because a lot of great ideas were formed, and a lot of good organizations were formed in this country, but they collapsed because there was not people that were, pushing hard to make sure it stays. But if you're working for the interest of the nation and not your personal interest, you will make sure the organization stays even if you leave. So for me also, what I'm praying for is for my even grandchildren to come and enjoy this office.
Yes. After, his success.
For sure.
Now, moving on, what are some of the initiatives that the youth chamber is involved in? That is geared towards supporting entrepreneurs. Of course, you've mentioned that it's about supporting young entrepreneurs.
Yes, this is a business support organization. It's a voice of young entrepreneurs in the Gambia. To be part of this chamber, you need to have a business, and you need to be aged between 15 to 35 years. As the name implies, Youth Chamber of Commerce. So it's for young people. We do capacity building training for our members, and we normally give grants and support depending on the projects that we have. Currently, we are training 450 returnees on entrepreneurship. That is the people who went through the back way and come back. Yes, because you bring them back, what is in for them next? This is where private sectors come in, because we are here to support to complement the efforts of the government. So when we are working on that together with IOM, so we are the facilitators. After the training, IOM give them a specific amount of money to start up their business. So once they start, then GYCC come in again to do a coaching service for them, so that they can formalize their businesses, for their businesses to be sustainable. Because if you don't formalize your business, you will not be able to have $1 million projects. Because before somebody give you a huge project, the person needs to know about your financials, know about your business registration and the likes. So we train them on all of that to formalize their businesses so that their businesses can grow and get big projects.
Indeed, that's great. From the Gambia Youth Chamber of Commerce, and then like supporting entrepreneurs, it's what usually bring development in any country that we know. And then having that training for them will equip them to be able to sustain their business. Now that will lead us to my next question. Most of the businesses in the country, face challenges, of sustainability. Most business start, for a short run and then, they collapse. What is the role? What are you guys doing as a chamber, to make sure businesses sustain in this country? Having business start in the country, having startups, is a one thing, but having them to be able to sustain, so that they can employ more people and bring development is that important. What are you guys doing to that?
Yes, this is why we're encouraging young people to come and register with the chamber, because like I mentioned, this is a business support organization, but it's a membership-based organization. You need to first be a member before you can enjoy those benefits. It's definitely not easy in the Gambia to do a business here because, when you start your business from the taxes, that is what we are fighting for, to tell the GRA that at least when SMEs start their businesses, they need to be exempted from tax at least 5 years. Because you cannot start a business in 1 year and then start paying your taxes. So these are the things that we are trying to do to form policies and, advise the government on the things that they need to do for young entrepreneurs so that their businesses can be sustainable. Because I always say this, entrepreneurship is the only way forward. Entrepreneurship is the only way for our country to hold their future in their hands. If you see other countries are controlling their country, it's because they're focusing more on developing their entrepreneurial sector, be it the agricultural sector, industries, services, and the likes, infrastructure. So these are things that the government need to look at. Once they invest in that, then we will not be, taking out importing from other countries. So we need to focus on doing more export than import for our economy to be, good and favorable.
The export is that important for us to be able to standardize our currency.
For sure.
Because if you are able to export, then your currency will be, it will have that value. Now, moving on, it's good that you mentioned that you advise government on certain things regarding entrepreneurs in the country. Now, what are some of the things that you do to make sure you collaborate with the government and its agencies? And then another question is, what's the difference between the Youth Chamber and then the Gambia Chamber of Commerce and Industry?
Yes, you asked too. Okay. So we work with the government, especially Ministry of Trade. When they have projects that the youth should be involved, they normally engage the Youth Chamber of Commerce. And when they bring our documents, we work with them to review it. Currently, we review the domestic trade strategy, where Youth Chamber was involved to, bring in our ideas and the likes. So we always put the entrepreneurs, their needs forward, the private sector, so that, when they take that into consideration, they will also see themselves and their businesses will grow. So we are doing our quota in that, even though the financial part is very hard to get, as we are not having subvention from the government, but we are trying hard with our trade fairs that we do and the fundraising activities so that the chamber can be sustainable. Because we have our office, we have our staff, we're employing people, we pay rent, we pay salaries. So we cannot just sit and wait for projects. So we also organize trade fairs and fundraising activities so that it can be sustainable. And your other question is our difference between the chamber. Okay, so the Gambia Chamber of Commerce and Industry is the biggest chamber in the country. And we are partners. We work with them as well. But young people, to solve young people's affairs and their matters is very, very difficult because we are in a sector where we have a large population in the country and our needs, we are vulnerable and we need that support. So for one sector to handle youth and other sectors, the youths feel that any sector that they belong to, they don't see themselves in it. So then that brought the need for having a separate chamber to, help the affairs of the young people. This is where the youth chamber came in. Yeah. But we are working with GCC.
But the relationship is still, very cordial, right?
Yes, it's cordial. Currently, we are doing the Tobaski One Tier Trade Fair, and we partner on that.
Now, moving on to the trade fairs that you have. Now, take us through the importance of the trade fair for entrepreneurs in the country.
Yes, it's very, very important for entrepreneurs to take part in trade fairs because will give them an opportunity for them to exhibit their products, for their products to get a wide audience. Even if people don't buy, but they can be able to network with them and get their contacts. It's very important, to make a product and then you showcase it at an environment where thousands of people will attend. Exposure, they always say your network is your net worth. So this is very important for entrepreneurs to take part. And annually, if we do it, our stores always get full. If they don't see the importance of it, they will not come. If at all every year they come and then they don't make profit and they don't see the benefit, they don't make connections, then if we call them next time, they will not come.
So, don't you think the stores they are given at a high rate, like some fairs?
Well, it's not high per se because once everything is costly when it comes to trade fair, from the ground, from the security, electricity, and the stores. When they are fixing the stores, you pay them per store. So it's not easy. Sometimes their money always go through the expenses of the fair. So normally our national fairs, where we normally get profit from is the tickets that we sell. But from their stores, all those expenses go back there, from the cash power, the security, and everything. Yeah. So it's not very expensive compared to other countries. Yes, for sure.
The business entrepreneurs there. Now, take also through, of course, some of the things that you need to do to be a member for the Gambia Youth Chamber of Commerce.
Yes, like I said, you have to be aged between 15 to 35 years. You have to have a business, and there is a payment attached to it. We make it very low so that every young person can be able to afford it. So we have class A, B, and C. Class A is $2,000, class B is $1,500, and class C is just $500.
Okay, so what's the difference between the classes?
Yes, there is difference. If you are a startup, if you register on class C, that is the $500, we will engage you to build your network. Sometimes when the government have activities, they invite us, so we invite few of our members to come. Class B also, you will get that. You will also get discount from our trade fairs. Normally, yes, we give those classes discount in our trade fairs. We also organize study tours where our members will go to other countries to learn from them. And those countries also, when we have our trade fairs, we invite them so that they can bring to have that exchange cultural programs as well. Yes.
Indeed, that's indeed great one. And then I believe we'll go into the trade fair to have some discussion of the next part of this. So we'll go into the trade fair to have discussion with the entrepreneurs that are having store at the trade fair right now happening. At the trade fair ground. So thank you so much for having us here. And then we believe that you are doing a great job. And then we as a media house, we believe we have to be part of the nation building that you're doing. We want to be a part of the entrepreneur development that you are doing to make sure that entrepreneurs they are sustained and that their business sustained in the country to complement the effort of the government. Thank you for having us here.
Thank you very much for having me on your TV.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Yes, viewers, so we are here at the trade fair ground in Bijilo to have a discussion with, of course, the store owners, at the trade fair here in Bijilo. We've earlier had a discussion with the CEO of Gambia Youth Chamber of Commerce and Industry, and then she take us through, some important things about the Gambia Youth Chamber of Commerce, and of course, about the one-tier trade fair that is happening here right now. We will discuss with the store owners here, entrepreneurs, to see their reaction, and of course, some of the benefits that they are gaining from the trade fair here. So join us through as I take you through, of course, the happenings here at the trade fair ground. Thank you. Yes, so viewers, we are here with another entrepreneur, a stall owner here at the the trade fair that is happening here at the Bijilo the trade fair ground. Madam, what's your name, please?
Okay, my name is Aizatu Sise.
So now take us through your business. Lanak lan ngade jai fini.
Okay, facing story, we sell so many stuffs. I mean abaya, haftan, surak, toilet rack, wardrobes, ball, cars, abayas, yere hale. I mean bills. I mean that's so many stuffs.
Yes, so we are here with another stall owner here at the trade fair ground, still at the trade fair ground actually. So now take us through your stall. What do you sell here at the trade fair? Is stall 95, right?
Yes, it is store 95, and then we have a lot of stuff which are very good, both organic, and then also have food. So starting from these, we all know that this is Gambia, and then most people use these, but then we tend to make it like this so that you can travel abroad, overseas, and then people can order it.
And it can last long.
It can last long. It can last up to month or 2 months actually, because we made it in a way that it will be able to stay both indoors and outdoors. Yeah.
So these are the products that you sell. Can you take us through this one of the product, and then you take us through the importance of it, and then how do you think it is vital to have these things in the bag and all that?
Yeah, actually, I would rather go for the moringa because this is a very natural remedy. We didn't add anything. It's good for old people. You know, some old people tend to have back pains, or sometimes if they have big wounds, deep wounds, they can easily apply it without any artificial stuff in it. Because some old people, they do believe that some of our herbs, they're very good. You understand what I'm saying? So this we actually made it very natural, and also this neem powder too.
Neem powder.
Yeah,
So these are two different products.
they're two different products,
Okay,
but then they have similar
similarities.
yes, they have similar roles as well.
Okay.
So you can both use it for medical purposes. Yeah, some people use it even in their cooking. You know.
Yeah, moringa. I usually see moringa being used as a soup.
Yeah.
Moringa. So do you have that product that is
Oh,
used
you
for soup?
can both use it, but some people they just tend to pound the leaf itself. But you know this one, we cleaned it and then we process it. But we didn't add any artificial stuff. It's just natural like this. This is how you're seeing it.
I'm also seeing a bay leaf here.
Yeah.
It is
It is.
bay leaf. That's
Yeah.
that's it gives a very good flavor to food.
It's just not for food. My sister personally, she uses it to drink. Like sometimes if she has these pains or headache, she just add a little bit of mint, yeah, and then she adds this on it, and then she drinks it. It's good. It
It's from-
cleans inside. It cleans your body inside. And
It's also for medical purpose.
yes, both medical and for cooking.
Have you participated in other trade fairs before?
No, actually, this is my first trade fair, and I'm very glad because my auntie has a store. So I was here during March. So I was here, and then I saw how things were going. So I just decided to come check it out.
Okay. So how it is going now?
At first, it was very hard because if people don't know you, actually, they will not buy things that you're selling. But gradually, they'll actually see what you're selling, and then it depends on connection.
Now you are at the trade fair ground here now. You have a stall and then you are selling here. What do you think? What do you think needs to be added? As far as the trade fair is concerned.
Um, more people, and then, like I said, if people don't know you, they won't actually come and buy. For example, what you're doing like this, if someone sees this, they might be like, okay, if there's next street fair, I would rather come and get this stuff as she has it. But if they don't know, if they don't have awareness of it, they won't actually approach you.
In general, you would say in the visibility aspect is very important of it. Now, the Gambia Youth Chamber of Commerce and Industry, I think, you need to double up onto that, onto the visibility aspect of it. It's very important, for every business. Well, thank you so much for